If you're a guy in your 30s or 40s who feels just like frustrated and stuck with your belly fat, this video is for you. I know the frustration of failing over and over. I'm not just a trainer who's always been ripped, I am one of you. I know what it feels like to hate how you look and avoid photos and hate the way that clothes fit in clothes shopping. I was almost 300 pounds, I have lived this. And losing 100 pounds taught me the truth that nobody tells guys who are at rock bottom. In this video, I'm gonna give you the exact roadmap that I wish someone had handed to me. It's all centered around my reverse plateau method. This is the method that for me, reversed a lifetime of failures. To start, I'm gonna show you how to stop chasing diets that don't last and get one that actually helps you reach your goals forever. If you're ready to walk off a significant amount of weight, I have a walking off 50 plan totally free down in the description and in the pinned comment. You're gonna love it, go get it. All right, so first I'm calling this the freedom formula. Typically, a person diets, they lose weight, and then they hit the finish line, which leads to regain almost every time. What we're gonna do here is, I don't even like the term diet, it's more of a lifestyle switch. And then the fat loss is gradual. And then you have lifelong freedom. And this is what you're chasing. Deep down, you know it. And I know you know it because, man, I was right there with you. You can be free. This video is about that path, so I hope you stick with me. The term diet, I remember whenever I first started training, the guy that was, my mentor, he was always fixated on me not really liking the term diet. I'm not saying that a person can't, I use that term all the time as well. I'm just saying that diet is temporary. This really needs to be something that is just easy to stick to so that you're not dieting, you're not suffering through it. As I said, the goal isn't actually weight loss. I know that's what we want to do, but there's a deeper reason behind it. And most people, whether it's their family, they want to be there for their daughter, they want to, fill in the blank, whatever, they want more success in their career. It's really a different version of feeling free, in my opinion. Freedom from this being trapped in this big body. This isn't just going to be sustainable, this system. This is going to be fun. I'm not joking. This isn't just some sort of click thing for YouTube, okay? This is going to be fun. You're going to love this. Results come from resilience, not restriction. Now, yes, in some capacity we have to restrict. That's the very thing, we can't just do what we've been doing the entire time and get results. I'm not saying that. But whenever you get back up, whenever you know how to navigate the skills of weight loss and you become the person that is smaller, man, you're gonna unlock everything. Most people fail here at this next step because of how they think about dieting. But when you do what we talk about next, it unlocks lasting change and you're actually gonna make it. We're gonna talk about shattering the dieting wheel. I actually came up with this on my own, not ChatGPT helping me navigate certain things. So you guys remember Game of Thrones? Daenerys or whatever said something about the wheel going round and round and round. She wanted to shatter the wheel. That's where I came up with this. So let's imagine a wheel. I'm not sure if I'm going to draw the right number of spokes, but I don't know, we'll see. This one's going to be keto. This one's going to be fasting. This one's going to be low carb or like carnivore or something, which is basically extreme keto. This one's going to be no sugar. And this one's going to be, some drops or fasting, extreme plan. I don't know. And around it goes with something new on top that we are trying in order to lose weight. As I was talking about in the last point, so it's a good segue in here, that's why this is the second one, is diets are about restriction and guilt. It's about saying what can't be eaten, what can. I was just on Facebook just before this video, and I saw in the weight loss group, some guy said, what do you guys do for your cheat days or whatever? You do not need to cheat from your diet. You shouldn't. It should feel like you don't need that. And every once in a while, when you do cheat, it's not, I know it's kind of cliche, okay, but it's not cheating. You make it a part of the plan. I talk to my clients about this all the time whenever they feel like they've fallen off. I'll tell them, why don't we just, next Friday, make McDonald's part of your plan or whatever. Fill in the blank. If they're craving something, if they struggled. And that way hey, it's coming up. I'm going to make it part of the plan. It's not me going off of my plan. It's me sticking with it. Diets rarely fit in real life because real life just has things that come up. Super Bowl parties and birthdays and anniversaries and all this stuff. There's always this short-term hype. Trying something new, whether in business or a new diet or whatever, causes this dopamine spike. We feel like we're achieving something. We feel like we're going somewhere. And the scale does typically move. But then after the scale slows down and the dopamine isn't as high and we start realizing all those things we're missing out on, it's rare that a diet works like this. So we're gonna shatter the dieting wheel. We're gonna stay consistent. And now if you love keto, by all means, make that how you eat. But remember, it's how you eat. It's not your diet, it's your lifestyle. So we're shattering that wheel by saying, hey, instead of the next thing or the next diet or the next suffering or whatever it is, this is just my life. The next part of my system is the foundation that most beginners skip, and it's exactly why they fail. I'm gonna call this the 4 forces of fat loss. I was at a coffee shop literally yesterday, and one of the legs was wobbly, and I know it sounds silly, but was hard to focus. Like, it threw off the entire thing. And if you're with people, if one leg is wobbly, everyone's experiencing it. It annoys the entire table. So we need all 4 of these to be in place. If one of the legs is a little bit off, it destroys the whole thing. So even though I said there's 4 of these, I wrote it in 5 because 2 of them are so similar. So first is your food. It's got to be enjoyable. That's the enjoyable diet part. By the way, if you don't have it, I have a free fat loss cookbook with fire recipes. You're going to love it. So get that in the comments if you want to. Next is movement. We got to have this in check. This is mainly in the form of your steps and your cardio, but mainly in steps. And then this is like the 2A part, there's going to be 5 of these, but then it's going to be lifting. And that's still, I'm putting that in with movement. Let's talk about these real quick. For steps, you're going to want to get somewhere around 8 to 10,000. Build up to that. Don't beat yourself up. Remember, we're not going for perfection here. Don't beat yourself up if you can't get, a bunch of steps at first. You might be at 4,000, and give yourself time, especially if you're big. As your joints adapt to this, you're going to be able to move more. And as you keep fitness top of mind, you're going to be able to move more. I promise you, okay? So don't beat yourself up. But still, you're going for 8 to 10,000 steps, what you're trying to build up to. That will help so much with you and how many calories you're able to take in. Makes your diet a lot easier. Because you are, already eating better foods like we talked about, especially for my cookbook. They're very filling, and now you need more of them because you're moving so much. And then that's a good segue into lifting. If you're lifting well and you're lifting hard, you're going to build muscle. Go until the bar starts to slow down, whatever that is. If it's a machine, that's the bar. The thing that you're holding, as it starts to slow down, that means that your muscles are getting to the point of almost, really close to failure. That's what you want. You want to go a couple reps into those slow bar movements, and that's when the set's done. You will surprise yourself how strong you are. The next one is going to be sleep. I promise, if you sleep more, it changes everything. You will have less cravings, you'll recover better. I'm telling you, you're going to be able to stay much more accurately to your diet. I couldn't find the words. You're going to be able to adhere to your diet. And then number 4, I know it's cliche, but is your mindset. This is central to the reverse plateau method, which we're going to talk about soon. So I'm not going to hit on that too much here. Stay tuned for that. But it is key to you succeeding. Now I want to show you some invisible wins that are going to keep you motivated when the scale doesn't. Because I promise you, guaranteed, no matter how motivated you are right now, if it's January or it's the summer and you're revamped for whatever it is, you're watching videos, you're on the right path, this is great. But that motivation is going to fade. I promise you that motivation is going to fade. You know it, I know it, we all know it, let's just say it out loud. So I think we need to look for the invisible wins, the things that we can pursue that isn't always the scale, because the scale will follow. Okay, so this is very, very similar, or has a lot to do with the reverse plateau method, which is the next point. So this is a pyramid. The base is going to be effort. The middle is going to be benefits. And that's strength, sleep, libido, all kinds of things you get from being healthier and being fitter. And then the top is weight loss. I promise the weight loss comes. Effort leads to weight loss, but it's not just a straight line. What I mean by that line, I guess, was straight. That was confusing, I'm sorry. Is your weight loss graph is not going to be a flat line. You already know that. It's going to be up and down. Why do we know that? And yet whenever we step on the scale, we let that number tell us how we're going to feel. When the weight is up and down, I always tell my clients, no matter what, it's going to be false high or false low. Sometimes it gets laughs, and I don't know why. I guess they think I'm trying to make them feel better or something. It's going to be false low sometimes as well. So if you have a super low weigh-in, don't let that throw you off the next day whenever it goes up a couple pounds. If it goes down by 4 pounds and then goes back up by 3.5 pounds, you've lost half a pound of body fat. I hope you didn't lose 4 pounds of body fat in a single day. Well, I guess that would be cool. But if you lost 4 pounds, a true 4 pounds in a single day, that wasn't all body fat. And so we have the ability to continue despite what the scale says. Trust the system, trust the pattern, zoom out, look at your 3-month graph, look at your 6-month graph. This takes consistency, it takes time. But if you give it the time and you trust the system, you're going to see the pattern down. That's what matters. It's not a line, it's a pattern. So now the invisible wins that we're looking for, they're not really invisible, it's just people don't pay attention to them. Your strength in the gym is a huge thing. You're going to have better shape, you're going to have a better metabolism, you're going to be healthier, live longer, and most viewers of this channel are guys. We just like being stronger. So that's a really cool thing. Keep track of your weights in the gym as you move more and as you are performing better. That feels awesome. Recognize that. Your clothes fit better. Start paying attention. I always have this, I just threw them away actually because they were way too loose. I finally achieved it. I had this pair of pants that I bought, or pair of shorts, that barely snapped. And I remember that it made me feel like I looked a little bit better at the time. And just like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something like that, I had to throw them away. because they literally I couldn't wear them anymore. I'd have to wear a belt with them, and they were athletic shorts, so that would be weird. And so I threw them away, and it felt so good. Also focus on how you're sleeping and how you're feeling, your mood, things like that. And I know, again, we're here for the weight loss, but if we focus on these things, on the other things that are improving, we kind of forget about the weight loss. And I don't have this in my notes, but a good analogy is like if you're waiting for your hair to grow, let's say you buzz it all off and you're waiting for it to grow back. If every day you woke up and you analyzed and you watched the hair, it would feel like it took forever. But pretend now that you have a hat on. Every time you go into the bathroom, you have a hat on. No matter what, every mirror you walk in front of, you have a hat on. And 4 months later, you finally reveal that hat. I don't know what your hair, don't do that. But let's pretend that for 4 months you had a hat on and you finally took it off. You would have, ideally a lot more hair, kind of depending on the age, I guess. But still, you would have a lot more hair. And the point is that if we kind of forget about it and we don't fixate on it, it starts happening because the system, which in hair growth's place is just letting it happen. But in this, you're following the system and trusting it, and it's going to happen. All right, that brings us to the ultimate solution, which has helped all of my clients, whether they directly knew it or not. I was using this method, and that is called the reverse plateau method. So let's get into it. So I want you to think about a champagne bottle, and I want you to think, keep shaking the champagne bottle. Just keep shaking it up, because whenever you open it, it is going to burst, and it is going to be one of the best experiences in how you reach your weight loss that you have ever experienced, because you were shaking the bottle, you're trusting the process. Most plans collapse when progress feels stalled, or a person feels like they're starting to move backwards. Was it ever stalled though? And that's why I named this the reverse plateau method, because here is what usually happens in my experience. Let's say this is your weight loss graph, and it feels like, up and down, and the graph is, overall down. And then we get this stall, and this might happen way up here, by the way. But we get this stall where it just feels like nothing's really happening. When my clients continue and they don't actually quit, which my clients don't quit because they're paying me, but when a person continues and they don't actually quit, a lot of times what you'll see is a huge drop. And I'll tell them, hey, I don't think you were doing anything better there. Because I was coaching them this entire time, so I don't think you were doing anything better there. I think real weight loss was happening like this. And for some reason, something was stalled. And so that's why this is the reverse plateau. It's that you never were in a plateau to begin with. And I'm going to tell you what might be happening, because I think it's actually encouraging. Sometimes your weight is stalled, but your strength is improving. So obviously you are building muscle. If your strength is still improving, you are building muscle, okay? At first, it might be neurological adaptations and stuff. Don't worry about that. You're getting stronger and you're building muscle. You're also holding on to more muscle glycogen and more water in the muscle, especially as they swell and you work them out hard. A lot of times that can be a stall because the water weight in your muscle is increasing. Your muscles are getting bigger. And so they're able to hold more, nutrients and stuff inside of them. So in the background, you're losing fat. It's just being covered up by this temporary adjustment to water weight. Another sign that this might be happening to you is that you're hungrier more than usual. If you're eating a little bit more, let's say you're like hungrier and so therefore your calories have gone up a little bit, and yet your weight is the same, you're not actually stalled. Again, you're building muscle. And I think, going back to the analogy of shaking the champagne bottle, your progress is literally about to skyrocket. Unfortunately, weight loss goes down, so it's a kind of a bad analogy to say it's going to skyrocket. But, you're about to really see improvements because you're pushing through and you're building the thing, the muscle, that's going to help you long term to actually be lean. Another analogy for this, I'm sorry to hit you with another one, but I love this, is like taking a toilet paper tube and stuffing in, toilet paper. And at first you don't see anything coming out the back, and let's say you keep stuffing it in, and then eventually it's like it kind of pops out the other side. And that's because you were pushing all that effort into the thing that is going to lead to the results, and the pressure is increasing, and that's where that kind of ties into the champagne bottle. So the reverse plateau method is that we are pressing into the system that allows us to build the muscle, get more confident, build the habits that lead to weight loss, and then all of a sudden you take off and you never were stalled to begin with. You just were becoming more of a person capable of handling that success on the scale. If you're actually committed to doing this time, watch this video next, because this is a video I wish I had in order to help me whenever I felt like things weren't going my way. This is what I wish I knew before I lost 80 pounds, and now I'm past the 100-pound mark.